Northwest Now is supported, in part, by viewers like you. Thank you.
It may look like regular old summer school, but it's all about closing the achievement gap and breaking the cycle of poverty. How solving a family's housing problems may result in academic success, thanks to a grand experiment happening right now on Tacoma's Hilltop. Next on Northwest Now. We live in an era in which the very idea of working together almost seems out of fashion. But in Tacoma's Hilltop neighborhood, a multifaceted partnership is working together to deliver social services in a new way, reducing homelessness and improving academic performance. The Tacoma Housing Authority, Tacoma Public Schools, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Peace Community Center, the Boys and Girls Club of South Puget Sound, the Children's Museum of Tacoma, Tacoma Metro Parks, and KBTC are all deeply involved. Now, at the program's core is the Tacoma Housing Authority's McCarver Elementary Special Housing Program. Turnover at McCarver traditionally exceeds 100% as families slide in and out of homelessness. So the program's goal is to encourage family stability by solving the challenges posed by accessing housing and social services. Now, the hope is that it'll keep kids in a consistent school setting and therefore close the achievement gap and break the cycle of poverty. 50 homeless or near homeless families with young children were selected to receive rental assistance on these conditions. Parents have to keep their children enrolled at McCarver, be involved with the school and their child's education, avail themselves to job training, and share data on their child's academic results.
He's a good friend and helper, and he's making academic and social gains every day. We want you to keep up the good work, okay? And keep trying and persevering. You've come a long way.
Tyler Martin's family can't help but smile watching the awards ceremony at McCarver Elementary School, where Tyler was named the Most Improved Student of the Year. Now, this didn't come easily for Tyler or his family, but when the family's housing problem got solved, Tyler's teacher noticed the change.
He wouldn't participate in class. He'd sit in the hallway. He'd walk out during class, and he just pretty much had a hard time in the classroom setting. And now he's very well behaved, and he's a leader, and he's always on task, and he's engaged in the lesson, and he's making sure other students are doing what they're supposed to do. He's always telling me if someone's off task, and it's pretty amazing. Participation in the housing program requires parental involvement. And here too, Edwards says once the housing problem was solved, it freed up Tyler's parents so they could engage with the school. The parents have been very involved in his schoolwork and making sure, that he's at school every day on time. And even when he was struggling, they were always here to help and, concerned about his education. And I'm sure that Tacoma Housing really supported them with their parenting and, how to support their child or children in school.
And it showed up here.
And it definitely showed up here.
Tyler, his parents, and siblings now live in a quaint home. Having the stability that comes along with not having to worry about having a roof over their heads has changed everything.
We've actually been homeless since he was born. So he's 7, so we've been homeless on and off for 7 years. So this gave us, I've never had, even in my life, I've never had a home. So that's actually ours that we can, garden or go out and play in a pool in the yard and stuff. So I think that gives us more respect for ourselves, and therefore we can show our kids what we expect from them in their lives. Now we have a place to do homework, not just let's get our homework done as quick as possible. We stayed at a shelter for a while, and it was really hard to get them focused on that because there's so much going on at a shelter and you don't have a place of your own. So now we have time to, now this is our schedule, and they know what's going to happen every day. And I think that makes the whole day just go by better. They know that they're going to eat breakfast at the same table every morning. They know that they're going to be able to do their homework at that table when they get home. And I think it definitely brings down the stress for all of us. So, and it's ours, and it's nice to know that it's ours. And His father has done so much since he's been here. I graduated from college since I've been here. I mean, it's a big step for all of us.
And joining me now are Michael Power, the Education Director for the Tacoma Housing Authority, Scott Rich, Principal at McCarver Elementary School, and Shandell Clinton, who's enrolled in the program with a child at McCarver Elementary School. Welcome everybody to Northwest Now. Michael, I want to start with you. One of the things about this program that impresses me most is the dots, if you will, that have been connected between the homelessness issue and having a shelter and academic success. Talk to me a little bit about how did that light bulb go off for this program? How did that connection come to be made?
It's an unusual connection for a housing authority to make, I admit. We've been looking at it for about 3 years now, and the housing authority has about 4,000 school-age children in our communities. So that's a significant chunk of the kids who are in Tacoma Public Schools. And we always knew that we wanted to do something, not just to stabilize the housing, but to give these kids a chance to rise up in terms of their own economic development and school success so that they don't become our clients in the future. Basically, my job is to work us out of a job, so that the kids of our community who are now in public housing do not become in public housing when they're older. So we've had conversations with the school district. I actually was with the school district when the conversation started, and I moved over to the housing authority. But we have in our vision that our clients will be successful as citizens, as tenants, and as students. And we know that the school district can't do it alone. They're working as hard as they can, and we still have this big gap in achievement between what the kids are capable of and what they are doing. So we thought, well, housing, obviously stability is a big issue. McCarver Elementary School, huge issue with instability there, up to 173% student turnover year by year a few years ago, over 100% every year. And so we can help with housing stability. But we also knew that wasn't enough. So we hired 2 caseworkers because we looked at the research and they said families need a personal touch. They need someone to work with them day to day to help them through their economic issues, through their legal issues, through transportation, so that parents can get stabilized, they can help their children to achieve. And if those kids start to achieve and those parents become stable, then the whole school benefits.
It comes together. Scott, maybe you could address that too. I mean, turnover with more than almost 200%. I don't see how can you get any momentum going as an administrator or a teacher?
Well, you know, that really is the whole point of this project is, you know, in working with the housing authority, we talked about if we can get them at our school and we can keep them at our school, we can have an impact with these children. And, you know, it's been a big challenge at McCarver. You know, when you have a classroom turning over once or twice over the course of a school year. So, you know, the results are coming in now, and we expect to see really good results as we move forward, and these children being able to stay with us from kindergarten into first, into second, into third, and beyond. So it makes all the difference for our kids.
Shandell, have you seen a difference there? I mean, a difference in your life once you get your housing situation straightened out? Has that been able to translate into some success for your child? What's been your experience?
Tremendously. More than ever, I really appreciate this program just because since my daughter has been in McCarver, you know, because I was kind of like, McCarver, but everybody at this table and everybody within the foundation of Tacoma Community House, you know, just the housing authority. My daughter has had, in the middle of the school year, she was reading at a first grade level. She got Terrific Kid Award or whatnot. I see more of a positive attitude, her always wanting to be a helper at home more within her school, you know, her teachers, and just myself.
Great.
Or whatnot, being able to get into medical school, almost graduating at a 4.0 since I've been in the program.
Yeah.
Thank you, most definitely. So I really do appreciate everyone.
And Michael, we hear an anecdotal story about this. How do you translate that into data, or how will you know if the program is working over time?
We have a fairly elaborate evaluation model because there's an awful lot of community buy-in to this, but there's an awful lot of community expectations. So we have an external evaluator that we've contracted for who's looking at it from an unbiased perspective. He's collecting data on student achievement. He's collecting a lot of data on how the parents are doing, because the parents have to pay an increasing amount of their rent each year, which means they need to be getting training, be getting jobs. We're tracking how much income they're making. We're tracking how many of our community partners are involved. They're going and getting training. They're going and getting classes. So we have a whole lot of data that we're collecting, and every year we'll be doing a comprehensive evaluation report. At the end of our third year, we'll be doing a big picture look at it to see if we want to continue, perhaps expand it. And we've got a number of agencies that are supporting us through grant funding, and they're all also asking for data as well.
A lot of moving parts there. And Scott, I wanted to ask you, as the principal of a school, there are so many moving parts. How has it been for you as an administrator in terms of getting to know the parents a little bit? Or one of the requirements is that you have to have a little more contact with them. They are expected to reach out and get engaged. Have you seen that? Has that been a positive?
Absolutely. You know, I would say right now parent involvement at McCarver is higher than any school I've ever been at. Parents are coming, they're participating. We're seeing them more at family events that we have, you know, a couple times a month, and certainly in their children's classrooms. There's definitely kind of more energy around participating and coming to and being part of what we're doing at McCarver. So, you know, how do I respond to it? It's what we want. You know, it's what I want. It's what my teachers want. It's what our school community wants. We know and we believe that parents have to be involved if we're going to see results out of kids. And so it's one of those crucial elements for us, and it's happening on an increased level for sure.
And Michael, last question for you here, and that is the bureaucracy. It really seems like Tacoma Housing Authority has kind of taken the onus upon itself to really be kind of almost a one-stop shopping type of provider of not necessarily the services, but the coordination that it takes to get the housing, to get the job training, to get involved with the school. Yes. That sounds like a monumental effort, but I guess it's the caseworker, the hands-on approach that you're taking that's really facilitating that. Yes,
there's a certain amount of bureaucracy, as you said, where we have to line up the agreements with all the different agencies. Goodwill, for example, is a just tremendous partner. They've given us all this training for our families at no charge to us or the families in a contribution they're making. As I say, we have grant agencies, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Pierce County, Building Changes. These are all groups that are working on the issue of homelessness that have stepped up to support this program, and of course there's paperwork involved with that. But the big work of getting the families the support they need is done by Sharon and Carlina, our two diligent caseworkers, day after day, contacting families, contacting partners, and making sure that the support the families need happens for them.
Now, once a child's housing problems are solved, there are other obstacles to overcome, including one that all children face: summer break. When it comes to reading, the research shows the break has a greater impact on at-risk kids who don't have access to summer camps and extra learning programs. Well, here too, the McCarver Elementary Special Housing Program has engaged several partners to help.
Welcome to Camp Peace. Several of the kids in the housing program have scholarships to attend the 5-week summer day camp, including Tyler Martin, who gets one-on-one help with math and reading.
The purpose of Camp Peace is really to help encourage kids to use their brains during the summer to prevent summer learning loss and give them some opportunities that they don't have during the school year. So practicing the skills that they've already learned, going on field trips that they might not have an opportunity to go on otherwise, go swimming, just have some fun, still be with their friends, but in a little more structured environment.
One of the big strategies at Camp Peace is to make learning fun. To use academic skills, yes, but to do a big enrichment piece too, where different kinds of learning are happening all the time.
They're doing really well. A lot of the kids who also don't really enjoy school do very well here because we try to keep the class time very meaningful and a little shorter than during the school year. And we try to make sure that they're doing activities that are very engaging. So we're not spending a lot of time with instruction, but trying to do more projects and fun activities that use the skills. So we often have kids that just come in happy and excited and can't wait for the next day, because we also mix it in with a lot of activity and fun things that are not so academic, that they still get to practice their social skills and other skills.
Having a safe, supervised place to go during the summer, which includes a strong nutritional piece, is important for the kids' sense of stability, and it allows parents to participate in job training or look for work during the summer months. For kids, though, it's just plain fun as they talk about what they learn.
Math, math, science, reading, and fun stuff. I like the math, I like the reading, and I like my teacher. The teachers are very nice, and I get to learn all types of cool stuff in a fun way.
So you're telling me you're having fun in school?
Yes.
And welcome back. We're going to pick up our discussion here with our group, talking a little bit more about the summer learning program. One of the things that the instructors in the classroom will tell you is that summer break really tends to knock the kids backwards a little bit. You know, not forever, but it is a setback in the classroom. This program really seems to be addressing kind of that downtime. And let me start with you as a principal. Do you notice that summer break impact when the kids come back to school, and how important is it to address?
Yeah, no, of course. We want to keep kids engaged. We want to keep them busy. We want to keep them on track with their learning. So when we hit the books come September, they're ready to go. And I really feel like this summer we took some good steps in that direction.
Michael, we've got several programs, Mobile Technology Labs, Sparks program. Maybe you could talk to me about what some of those programs are and how they tie in to this big picture view you have about tying the homeless situation, family dynamics into academic success.
Sure. Many of the families that we're serving have gone through such horrific situations in terms of being homeless, not having, not knowing where they're going, what their future would be. That focusing on after-school learning or even at-home learning has not been a major priority for them. They're very dedicated to their children being successful, but just the day-to-day survival is such a challenge for them. So the resources that we bring, and particularly the grant that we've been working with KBTC on, the Ready to Learn grant, has brought this opportunity for extended learning to these children who normally wouldn't have that. Many of these families do not have computers at home. So the mobile labs allow the children to get online, do the PBS games and activities, all of which are learning oriented. We had a really successful spring break camp. We had our kids come in during that 1 week when normally they would be sitting at home watching TV or playing outdoors,
right,
which is a good thing. They played outdoors too, but they got the opportunity to do their math skills, their science skills, their reading skills. And then in partnership with Peace Community Center, we did Camp Peace this summer at McCarver for 6 weeks, I think it was.
It was, yeah.
And every day they had their learning activities, their computer activities, arts and crafts. They did field trips. They had swimming every week. It was a phenomenal experience for the kids.
Keeping them busy for sure. And Shondell, you had a child who participated down at the Children's Museum. Talk to me a little bit about what that was and what that brought to your child.
Definitely a lot of responsibility. She did a lot of planting. She did a lot of sensory, just learning different types of things, just building wise. Mm-hmm. She really enjoyed it, and I actually brought my nieces and nephews, and they also enjoyed it, and they had a ball for sure. They're very hands-on with painting and different types of things down there. It's just a really good look for the community and for...
One of the keys to me, do you feel like it's encouraged her zest, if you will, for learning to some degree? And if you chime in on this as well, does this encourage learning? Does it get kids fired up, or do they tend to be kind of done already by the time they get back into school? How does it affect them?
I feel like it's really encouraged her learning, for sure. For sure, because she has this bubbly personality, and she's just like, Mom, I can't wait to go back again. And yeah, I love it, and I really appreciate the fact that we have these resources in this program.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of the things that we've really learned is, our kids at McCarver are such great hands-on learners, and they want to be active, they want to, be learning from what's out there, and programs like Peace, Children's Museum, we've got some great garden programs, really give our kids an opportunity to stretch the learning beyond the classroom and really to make these real connections. So, and the other piece I want to talk about just briefly is the way that parents have been encouraged to learn alongside their children. Like at the Children's Museum, parents playing alongside kids and really kind of developing those skills to play together and to be together in that growth. So it's powerful.
And Michael, you've alluded to this. There's a big piece about this with the parents as well, because you're dealing with and you've mentioned this before, but once again, dealing with the job training, and hooking them up with resources.
Right. And also, every month the parents come in for a parenting class where we bring a specialist in, talks with the parents about connecting with their children around learning, but also about home stability issues. And we'll be continuing that this year. We'll be talking about financial planning, health issues, a number of topics that are really relevant to the parents right now as they become more stable. And the cool thing about that model is the parents come in and get the training with the adult, and the kids are off doing some other activities. And then at the end, we bring them together, and the parents get to practice with the children what they learned during that session.
And you refer to this as the 360-degree approach, I think.
That's one part of it, yes.
Dealing with all these various aspects as people go through the program and get encouraged and hopefully make some great steps forward. All right, great discussion, guys. Thanks so much for being on Northwest Now.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Yeah.
KBTC Public Television is an active member of the community, spreading awareness, celebrating diversity, and illuminating the paths of social discourse and growth. Join the conversation. Email your comments and suggestions to northwestnow@kbtc.org. You can also submit your story ideas by clicking on the link at the bottom of the Northwest Now webpage at www.kbtc.org. KBTC can be found on Facebook by simply searching KBTC. Get inside information about upcoming programs, post your comments, and connect with other viewers and resources relating to our program's topics. Follow at KBTC TV on Twitter, where you can receive notifications about what we're working on right now, what to look for, and connect with other viewers and linking resources on the topics in which you're interested. KBTC is your public TV station, and we want to hear from you.
The Boys and Girls Club is involved as a partner in this program, and kids at the Al Davies Center are using computers and PBS Kids ready-to-learn media content to get ahead on math and reading.
The kids at the Al Davies Center love their computers and using familiar PBS characters to turn reading and math into a game.
So what we want to do is try to incorporate academics during the summertime while the kids are having fun. So it doesn't really feel like work. Really, they're just getting on the computer, learning mathematical games and reading games. It's causing them to build up their skills with numbers as well as with reading, with their reading levels.
In this program, literacy is the key focus. And here too, the online game playing, combined with classroom instruction and enrichment programs, have produced surprising results.
One of our kids, he's 6 years old, he learned how to spell Chihuahua by doing this program. So, I mean, that's amazing, because I'm sitting here like, Chihuahua, yeah, and he spelled it right out. And that's just because of the program and how it's set up. They learn how to spell words backwards, forward, it's amazing. So this has really helped. Hopefully it helps our kids to catch up in our community, if not surpass where the other schools are.
In this program too, the contract with parents is in force, and the parents are responding well.
And what I see with our parents is they're making sure that the kids are here every day at the right time and that they're here throughout the day, and they want to know what their kids are learning. And so that way the kids can actually teach the parents as well what it is that they're doing and how they're doing it and how they're learning, because it's not the typical learning style, or the teaching style that we do here. So with the way that they're learning, it's easy for them to retain it and remember it.
One of those parents is Mary Kamandala, who has 2 kids in the Boys and Girls Club program. She says living in this housing authority home with rent assistance has taken a lot of the daily struggle out of her life, allowing her to work at night, go to school during the day, and have more contact with the kids' teachers.
Yeah, actually, the housing program is really helped me a lot from stress, from everything, especially with my kids. When you go to the school, even a lot of teachers, they know me. Everywhere I go, oh, hi, Dola Mom, hi, Lucia. And I don't know them, but they know through my kids what they are doing at the school even.
Back at the Boys and Girls Club, Program Director Tony Whitehead says it's the layers of community partnerships that have turned this program into something special.
Just the partnership between PBS and our club has been amazing. They have been there to support us every turn. So anything I need, they've come out and actually helped train all the staff. They've come out and helped with the program itself when it was kicking off, and they're just amazing, supplying us with everything that we need to make this program successful for our kids.
By the time all is said and done, the partners in this program will have invested 7 years and more than $3 million in money and services. The bottom line, helping families meet their basic needs in a comprehensive and simplified way seems like a very logical way to improve their kids' academic performance. After all, if you're worried about the roof over your head or where your next meal is coming from, it's just hard to focus on homework, open houses, and enrichment activities for the kids. I hope this program got you talking and thinking. To watch this program again or to share it with others, it streams on our website at www.kbtc.org. That's going to do it for this edition of Northwest Now. Until next time, I'm Tom Layson. Thanks for watching.